we save our data weekly or monthly, ganun. So, it really depends on, yun na po, kung base sa data. But generally po, let's save it weekly. And then the next step that you can give po is to track and optimize your ad according to your ad objectives. So with this po, you need to look on right and relevant metrics when you evaluate your ad performance. So yung na-mention po kanina, ad objectives, important po siya when starting or when you start to put up ads na po. So do you want to increase awareness or do you want to boost sales? So if you want to increase awareness, ang mga metrics po na tingnan po natin is impressions, clicks, and the click-through rate or the CTR. And if you're a seller naman po that wants to boost sales, then the metrics that you need to look into are orders, items sold, the GMV, the ROI, and the cost-income ratio. Okay, so yan. So ito po yung tips that we can give in optimizing your ads performance. So ito po yung different objectives natin. So if you want to increase exposure, increase sales, and increase profit. So if you want to increase exposure, ang mga metrics to monitor po natin are impressions, the CTR, and the average ranking. So if you're a shop naman, So how do you usually optimize it? So if you want to increase exposure, so mag-add lang po tayo ng mga manual keywords sa ating mga ads that we want to increase exposure. And then i-increase po natin yung bid price for keywords that have good impressions and the CTR. And stop po natin or babaan po natin yung bid price for keywords that have low impressions and CTR. So again, importante po talaga na yung decisions natin are based on data. So, shop that wants to increase sales. So, the metrics that you need to monitor are GMV and ROI. So, yung mga optimization steps that you can do if you want to increase yung sales for your products would be to increase yung bid price or cost per click bid price for your keywords. And then, you can also you can also increase sales by switching exact to broad match para mas maraming makakita ng ad natin. And then, to stop keywords with low ROI. And then, if you want to increase exposure naman po, kinig niyo po ba ako? Sorry. Hi guys. Yan.
Yes, we can hear you, Brent.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry. Pasensya na po if may audio problems. Yan. Okay. Continue na po ako. So, if you want to increase profit naman po or kita, so, ang metrics to monitor naman po will be the CIR or the cost-income ratio. So, the optimization steps that you can do is you can increase your bid prices for keywords that have lower CIR. So, makikita nyo naman po later yung mga data natin or yung mga metrics natin sa Seller Center. I'll show you po mamaya. And then, another optimization step that you can do is to lower bid price for keywords with higher CIR. And then, to switch from exact to broad match for keywords with higher CIR. So, yun. Yan. Okay, so now let's proceed to our second demo. So, share lang po ako ng screen. Wait lang. Okay. Lance, can you see my screen?
Yes, Brent. Kita.
Yeah, thank you, Lance. Ayan. Okay, so ito po ulit yung ating marketing center section, ng ating seller center. So, ito po yung homepage. And then, let's click on Shopee Ads, which you can see just below yung marketing. So, yeah, click lang po natin yung Shopee Ads. And upon clicking, you will be redirected na po sa ating Shopee Ads page. Okay, yan. So here, napakita na rin siya ni Lance kanina. So, hindi lang yung listings ng ads natin yung makita natin, but you can also see yung statistics ng shop natin. So here you can see yung shop-wide statistics, and you can see here yung mga individual statistics for each of your products. So, yan. Medyo nabigyan na kayo ng overview ni ni Lance kanina regarding this your shop-wide statistics. So, again, just to parang add on that, yung sa mga discuss niya, so pwede po tayo ngang mag-edit ng, so let's say, for example, if you're a seller that wants to check yung impressions for, sorry, wag naman impressions kasi ito na yung bigay eh. So, yung orders for, yung weekly orders mo, bago gusto mo makita yung weekly orders mo sa seller. So, click nyo lang yung orders, and then, yan. So, lalabas na yung orders sa ating line chart. So, yan. So, meron din po tayong line chart. Since some sellers kasi more on visual sila, mas maintindihan nila pag may visual representation. So, meron po tayong visual representation ng data natin. So, you can click, I think, yan, multiple metrics for one time period talaga. So, before kasi isa lang siya. So, if gusto mo lang makita yung orders, isa lang ipapakita niya. But now, you can select a lot of metrics for, yan, ayan, hanggang 4 lang pala. So, 4 metrics for a specific time period. So, for example, ako, seller ako, gusto ko makita yung monthly performance ng ad, ng shop ko. So, from June 1 to July 1, then gusto ko makita yung impressions, click, CTR, and order. So, yan, lalabas dyan. So, again, ito po yung important, isa sa mga underrated features ng ating seller center. So, most sellers kasi they don't really know how to use this. But importante siya in comparing different metrics and to redetermine if effective ba or ano ba yung mga highs and lows ng shops nyo. So, as you can see, makikita nyo kung ano ba yung days na mataas yung impressions, yung days na medyo mababa. So, makita nyo rin dito yung days na, yun nga, yung mga highs and lows for certain metrics. So, yan. Just to show lang, guys. Okay, so besides yung overall shop statistics natin, so you can see here, beside yung products or yung ad listings natin, redundant. Yung ad listings natin, you can see here yung individual statistics ng ating, for each product. Yan. So, here, makikita nyo rin, ito yung mga metrics that I was referring to kanina. So, as a seller, medyo marami kasi siya. So, as I've mentioned kanina, yung optimizations kasi natin, it should be based on our objectives. So, kanina rin, I showed yung mga different metrics to look into for certain objectives. So, medyo marami kasi siya. So, you can, if medyo naguguluhan kayo kasi nga marami siya, you can just click yung select metrics and then unclick nyo lang yung mga hindi nyo naman masyadong like hindi important for you na metrics. So let's say yun nga, sa example natin, you're a seller that wants to increase exposure. So tingnan lang natin according to yung presentation kanina, if you want to increase your exposure, tingnan lang natin is impressions, CTR, and yung impressions and CTR lang. So, unclick natin lahat. Yan. So, pwede yun. Tapos, itira lang natin yung relevant sa ating objective just to increase exposure nga. So, impressions, clicks, and CTR lang yung important when you to focus on your exposure. Yan. So, yan. Tatlo lang yung metrics na makikita natin. So, if you're a seller naman that wants to increase sales, so, syempre, alam ko majority naman sa ating sellers gusto mataas yung sales natin. So, click lang natin yung GMV and then yung ROI. So, you can also click on direct GMV if you want. Yan. So, lalabas na nito yung mga metrics that you need to look into if you're a seller that wants or that's very keen on increasing their sales. So, if you want naman to increase your profit, click lang natin yung CIR pala, or yung cost income ratio natin. So, yan. So, yun po talaga. So, importante po talaga na before setting up ads for your shops or for your brands, that we know kung ano natin, to increase exposure ba, to increase sales, or to increase yung profit, since ito po yung paano magiging benchmark natin in determining if successful ba yung shop natin or if nag-working ads for us. So, iba-ibang objectives, of course, iba-ibang optimization actions yung gagawin natin. So, for this example, siguro ano na lang ako, yung mga, sige, sales tayo ngayon. So, for example, I'm a seller that wants to increase sales. So, click ko lang yung GMV, siguro expense na rin, and ROI. Yan. Okay. So, here you can see, just beside on, actually, hindi just beside, sa taas, you can see here yung arrow down button. So, you can filter out actually kung ano ba yung mga ads na ongoing and yung mga ads na nakapause or yung mga ended ads. So, yan, click lang natin yung ongoing since yun lang naman yung nag-run nating ads as of the moment. And here beside it, you can also click yung ad type. So, you have two options. You have the search and discovery options. So, for this, let's just search for, let's go for search ads lang. So, yan. You can do that by clicking po ito pong parang arrow down ba to? Actually, hindi ko alam kung anong tawag na to. But yan, just click on this one and then you can filter it out na po. So yan, ito po yung mga nag-run na ads natin for this shop as of ngayon. Sorry. Yan. Okay. Sige. For different objectives, let's show you mga optimization actions that you can do. So sige, mag-start muna tayo if you want to increase exposure. So, impressions, and then clicks and CTR. Yun yung important if you increase your product exposures. So yan, you can filter it out po, yung mga metrics natin. As you can see here, hindi lang basta number yung nakalagay sa ating metric, but you can see yung percentage or decrease or increase niya just below the numbers. So, importante rin po tingnan yan since dito natin makikita if maganda ba yung performance ng ad natin for today as compared to another time period. So, you can filter it out po using this. So, pwede po natin siyang i-filter from highest to lowest or lowest to highest. So, let's filter it po by highest to lowest. Yan. So yan, nakafilter na po siya from highest to lowest. And then let's focus our attention to those that have lower impressions since ngayon nga, we're a seller that wants to increase exposure. So yan, yung product na to, it only has 361 impressions in the last 361 impressions within this time period na sinet natin kanina. So with that, let's optimize this ad. So if we want to increase yung impressions natin for this specific ad, itong CC Baby Adult Cute Cartoon Stainless Steel, let's just click on this. And then according to the slides that we have kanina, so if you want to increase the impressions, then let's add manual keywords. So yan, add tayo ng manual keywords. So you can do that by clicking on add more keywords and then selecting ads for this specific ad listing. So here, as I've mentioned kanina, importante na natin yung quality score and yung search volume of a specific ad before picking. So isa siya sa mga dapat natin kino-consider talaga. So yung quality score natin wala siyang numerical value kasi. So it's presented in parang bar chart type na kung ano yung red na to, it indicates kung gaano kataas yung quality score ng product. And then yung search volume naman, ito may numerical value siya. So yan, you can medyo clear naman yung search volume. So let's add a couple of keywords this ad para tumaas yung impressions niya. And so mag-add po tayo ng couple of keywords para tumaas yung impressions ng product na to. So maybe this one kasi mataas naman yung search volume niya. Search volume niya is 1,382 and then mataas din yung quality score niya. And then yan, may nakalagay. So yung keyword pala when it has the word hot beside it. So ito po yung mga keywords na sinesearch lagi sa Shopee. Or ito yung keyword na bagay dun sa ad nyo. So let's pick this one, spoon. And maybe this one also. Teaspoon. Meron siyang 200 2,979 asset search volume, and then mataas rin yung quality score niya. So let's pick this one also. And then, at this po, kayo na po yung bahala if you want to follow kung ano po yung suggested bid price or and yung match type po natin. So, you can see yung broad match po, medyo mas may price increase compared to exact match. Yan, as you can see, pag exact match siya, medyo mababa siya as compared to broad match. Since yung broad match kasi, as I've mentioned kanina, kahit na anong word before or after the word that you bidded for or anything related to that specific word, lalabas pa rin po yung ad natin. But if exact match kasi, dapat talagang yung specific word that we bid for, yun yung isa-search ng shoppers, then lalabas yung ad natin. So, that's the reason why medyo mas mahalang ng a little bit yung broad match. But generally, I recommend using broad match. So, let's go for broad match for this specific ad. And then, after selecting keyword or keywords, kayo na po yung bahala kung ilan, then, click lang po natin yung confirm and add keywords. Yan. So, you can also, yan. You can also, if you're a seller po to increase exposure, you can also increase bid price for products with good impressions and CTR. So, hanap po tayo ng ad na may mataas na impressions and CTR. Ongoing, filter out lang po natin ulit. Filter out natin from highest to lowest again yung impression. Yan. Yan, tingnan niyo po dito. yung isang product na to, 500,500 yung impressions niya as compared sa kanina, tingnan lang, di ba? So, let's click this one. So, if gusto pa natin pataasin yung impressions nitong ad na to, you can also increase the bid price for those that have good impressions. So, as you can see here, sa ad details page po ng specific product na to, ito po yung mga keywords na binid for ni seller or ito po yung specific keywords na nabid for. And then, just beside it po, makikita po natin yung metrics for that specific keyword. So, as I mentioned po, if you want to increase yung exposure or exposure for this specific ad pa, then tingnan natin yung mga matataas na exposure na keywords. So, filter out na po natin yung exposure, impressions and yung CTR. So, yan, naka-filter out na pala siya. So, itong product na to, itong keyword na to, yung baby, kung titingnan po natin, 144,800 yung impressions niya. So, mataas yun, di ba? So, we can increase this para mapataas pa natin yung exposure nitong product na to. So, let's increase it by 10 centavos. And then this one, 90.1 thousand yung impressions niya. Then, if gusto pa natin pataasin yung impressions itong keyword to, or ng ad na to, then let's edit it na lang din. So, 0.95. So, yan. So, you can also do din po is to stop yung mga keywords that have low impressions. So, hanap tayo ng medyo mababa lang yung impressions. So, here, as you can see, itong mga keywords na to, wala siyang impressions na na-generate. So, you can actually pause these ads. So, click lang po natin siya, mga ads na walang impressions, then click on delete. So, yun po yung mga ways kung paano mag-optimize if we want to increase exposure or if we're a seller that wants to increase exposure for their ads. So, let's go back lang po. So, now let's hear a seller naman po that wants to increase yung sales naman natin. So, let's pick yung mga metrics na important for want to have good sales. So, GMV, expense, and ROI. Yun po yung important metrics kasi if you're a seller that's very particular with the sales. So, yan. Filter out lang po natin from highest to lowest. And then, filter out lang po natin yung mga ongoing. So, here you can see kung ano ba yung may mataas na ROI and kung ano ba yung mataas na GMV or expenses. So, hanap tayo ng medyo mababa yung GMV and ROI. Yung ROI po kasi, if you would ask us sa page team, yun po yung pinaka-importanteng metric natin since it shows po kung gaano ka-profitable yung ad natin. Or, yeah, kung gaano ka-profitable yung ad natin. So, let's pick an ad na medyo mababa. Yung ROI. So, as I've mentioned kanina po, yung ROI natin, the benchmark po is 7. So, 7 po yung average and yun po yung target natin to have for yung ROI. So, if mababa po yung ROI natin sa 7, then we need to start adjusting some things po in our ad. So, ito, for example, this one. So, yung ROI niya is 5.86 lang.